I knew who I've been talking to, so who
Okay, go.
spokesperson? What's your name?
Desmond.
Okay. How y'all doing today? I'm Brother Rice Bay. I'm actually representing for Amani today at this meeting concerning the 80 bus route going down Hopkins and y'all quote unquote elimination of it or cut back of it. And basically we are here to see how did y'all come up with this decision? What is y'all actually stance on it? And was Amani involved in it? Because our demands are real kind of simple. I don't say our demands, but what we like to see is that this bus line does not leave our neighborhood because it is one of the main buses that is vital to our neighborhood because it leads us one bus to downtown, to schools, to doctors, to the courthouse, to the welfare building, all of this. So once you take this out, you basically took out a lifeline out of a community that needs life. So one more excuse that we will have, kind of you would deaden a situation that needs life to it. So we want to know what is y'all stand on that, and we already know what y'all stand is on it, but we want to let y'all know where our stand. Our stand is we kind of don't want that to end at all. Okay. So how can we negotiate to make sure that y'all can save face and our neighborhood can save face at the same time?
Okay, so that's why we're here today, to talk and listen, because we haven't talked to Amani group, and no, our plan is not to take away or any proximity to any neighborhood. That's not what our plan is. So that's why we want to talk and try to negotiate at the tables. And a lot of our to reroute and or eliminate some of the stops are based on what we've collected, what we've seen, the ridership, the times, the dates, and how it would be better utilized on other routes and things of that nature. So nothing is written in stone at this point. This is just a proposal. That's why we're coming out. We've been invited to other community that are affected, because this is the only community or bus route affected by this. So that's why we're here. So we want to get the information that you have, your concerns about it, so then we can take it back to the people that will make it, and we have a strong say-so in those decisions based on what we take back to them.
Okay, I got another question. Are you in a position to make decisions about this?
I'm in a position to negotiate highly with those people. I have a high input on that, so that's why I'm being sent out with my team. Yes.
Okay.
Because
cool.
they're not going to come out.
Oh.
They're not too much they're in their offices. That's not their position. So we're put in to be the spokesperson for the community. We are with the community outreach, so we have a vested interest as well. So that's why we come to the table and we take wholeheartedly what you were saying to us, and we take it back.
But if you can't make decisions, why I need to be talking to you?
Well, you're right. If that's how you feel, I can at the end of this meeting, I can provide you my boss's number and information, and you could contact them.
Yeah, because I would like for that the next meeting that somebody actually is a decision maker to be at the table, because this has happened before. And from my understanding, if the decision makers are still in the back room somewhere, that means that they're pushing their agenda. Right. And their agenda is to eliminate this, and we don't want to eliminate it at all.
And that's a valid point, and I agree with you as well on that issue. So like I said, at the end of this meeting, I can provide you with their information, and I'll also take that concern back to them and let them know that we need more of a circle type meeting where they're there too at that table and not just the representatives.
Time.
Yeah.
This was very good.
It was.
Yes.
Next question was, next meeting we need to have all y'all there. We done.
You did a very good job. She's very good. Make sure they don't hire her. She's trouble for us, right? And when we go for real, let's make sure she's on a table somewhere on our team. Right? That was good. So here's the problem, and I know we didn't have time for either side to really figure this out before, but what do you do when you come to a box canyon? There's no way out. I mean, she's essentially told you, look, I'm the outreach person, I'm going to bring it back. You can either decide on this side you're sending a message back, or no sense having a meeting anymore. Because she's already told you, yeah, she actually pretended to agree that you've got a valid point. And I underline pretending, because I'm following everything she's doing. But secondly, she's already saying, what a put down to say, yeah, I'll listen to you and I'll give you a number and you can go jump. It's right on the other side of town. I'll get you your swimming suit.
Because the bosses ain't coming down here.
And they're going to talk to you.
That's what you
So,
say, gracefully.
yeah, you know, you either have to call a caucus in, decide whether you end the meeting, or you need to say, okay, look, obviously, this is not going to go where we want it to go. We'll give you our arguments so you can take them back, and we're going to have to take action. You know, so those are your two choices here. She's already said, meeting can go well, meeting can go poorly. Hey, I'm on the clock. You know, I'm going to get paid either way. You know, nice to see you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you need another caucus, or how you want to handle this?
What's the next step?
Well, the next step is your
We need
choice.
to take
Walk
action.
away,
Oh, the next
That's
step
or
is,
tell them to take action,
no,
or
the
you
next
send a
step
message
is,
back.
no, the next step is, if they can bring the bosses down, we want to talk to the bosses. Then if
Okay,
the
so you want
bosses-
to ask them that? Let's go, back on the clock.
Okay, back to this.
The bosses ain't
Okay.
coming.
I already know what her answer's going to be, but go ahead. Yeah.
Now, the demand is that if you're not in a position to make any decisions,
Okay.
and if your bosses are hesitant to come and have to sit down and have a meeting, well, you know, we ain't had number one option. After that, we will have to take action to, you know, let the public know that, hey, there's some unjust things happening, and we just gotta, you know, let justice take its course.
Right. So I can't speak if they're gonna come or not. Like I said, I can take that back to them, and we can schedule that next meeting with them to be in attendance. And then if they're not, then of course, then the next step would be what you have to do. And I truly understand that. So again, I could give you the information as well, and I have to report this back to them, and I'll let them know what your concerns are. And
Well, here's one thing you need to let them know. You see our faces? So if you see us, it's not going to be us inviting you down to the neighborhood and seeing if he doesn't come. It's going to be us every day down at your office until we get to meet with somebody. And you understand this, this is a
Yes, I
valid
do.
point.
Yes, it is.
Who is able to meet with us and hear and then can act on the fact that we cannot have bus 80 not come through our neighborhood. We're willing to negotiate with you. We're willing to talk about moving a block or two on some stops if that really makes a difference. But we have to have, I think we've made the position clear, we have to have this bus come through our neighborhood.
Okay.
So that's, what you're saying is essentially, when she presents no alternative, you're essentially telling her, once again, we can't bluff, we may be down there. If we've got to go stalking him, coming up to every meeting with our Amani shirt saying, how come you won't meet with us?
Right.
You know, don't make us do that. And one of the things I always say, you can either go the easy road or the hard road. It doesn't matter, I'm going to still come.
Right.
You know, we can do the easy road or the hard road.
Right.
That was good. That was so good on both of you. Yeah. So let me ask you this question. I'm going to ask them first, and then I'm going to ask you. The question I'm going to ask, if y'all were the Amani team, what would you have done differently? And then I'm going to ask y'all, if you were the company team, what you would have done differently. Okay, y'all want to go first? Just anybody. Now,
I think
you don't have to wait for her to let you talk now. You can go ahead and talk now.
I think if I was the, because at the end of the day, it's about business. They want to cut the bus route because it's about money. That's the bottom line.
We talked about that.
And-
I know the self-interest of the parties.
And I probably would have talked about, you know, people going to work, they being taxpayers, you know, and things like that, and paying, you know, taxes, you know, and so there's a benefit for the community as a whole to keep this bus route. I would have probably argued that. And Brother Rice Bay, I probably wouldn't have said it gives these people another reason not to do what they're supposed to do. If you cut, because you kind of like playing into the stereotype. You know, this community, they think they lazy and this and that. I probably wouldn't have said that or used that word.
Yeah, you want to be positive the whole
Right,
Now,
exactly.
one of the things, this goes to the airport, right?
Yep.
If we had somebody on our committee who worked at the airport, who could all of a sudden, this would answer your suggestion, who could say, you're telling me I'm going to lose my job. I mean, I've got to get to the airport, I got to be there by 4:35 in the morning, whatever it is. Huh?
I used to work there.
You are a fountain of information. One more time, I'm going to ask you to stand in the parking lot until we finish this. I'm just kidding, you're doing great. So, having somebody on the committee who is actually potentially going to lose their job at the airport or at the stadium or something, that it would be hard for these son of a guns to answer. Okay, so other suggestions for the Amani committee?
The safety element. A female speaking on how she all of a sudden can be a victim behind this.
Now, Ms. Brown addressed
Yeah, she did. She did.
But you know, what we didn't do maybe is make them respond to that.
Yeah, make the question. Yeah.
You know, you're gonna reroute the bus, you're gonna put security officers on that bus to help us get home, whatever.
One of the things he had mentioned too is parking rides. So if you're eliminating these bus routes, or are you gonna have parking rides like they have at Bayshore and they have at Southridge and they have, right? So I
Well, those could be the car for that.
not necessarily.
Yeah, but you can try to argue that they need to run a jitney or a shuttle around the neighborhood to
They have
get people
shuttles that
there.
go. They have shuttles that go to those parking
Yeah,
rides.
that's a problem that we can come up with a solution.
Yeah.
Okay, now on this side, what would you have told them they needed to do better?
Nothing.
On this side is just, you don't like them, do you?
She was firm on this stance, and then she ain't sugarcoat nothing. She kind of let us know that she can't make the decision, and dude really might not come down here and talk to you, but I'll do it anyway, so I can dig it. Anybody else?
Is there anything about their case that they didn't do a big job? They didn't do that much on the money, did they?
Just a little.
We ain't talking with no statistics, none of that.
No money.
Just dealt
So
with
to the
facts.
degree all the things we've read are about money, you didn't hear that. All you heard was blah, blah, blah about why they were changing. They really seem to have no justification for the change other than they wanted to make the buses go 10 minutes instead of 20.
Ridership going down after 9 o'clock implies.
Well, I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
implies
elaborate
money.
when nobody on that team really elaborated, so I'm doing.
Well, the second route, we didn't have to get off the
I'm fishing some, they didn't say it, I stayed away from it too.
I know, I know.
We'll give you no fuel.
Right, I didn't give
We all
you no fuel.
And unfairness, the one instruction I gave the committee, stay away from money, because that's the hardest issue for us to deal with.
Right.
We don't have access to the books, we hadn't had a chance to study the books, it's all, But I did argue, every time they raise the rates, every time they make it harder to buy a ticket, you lose ridership. So you better make sure you're not saving a penny to lose a pound, as they say.
Yeah,
So, we didn't make that argument, but we were ready to make it.
So something important to take note of is that, me and Desalin went to the actual presentation, and they do kind of open it up like a welcoming environment, chairs, they might have some snacks sitting out. So there is really no across the table negotiations, but
Dave was trying to force negotiations, that was a good one.
and they will sit you down, give you the overarching view of things, like MCTS has this much money, what we want to do with MCTS next is be able to save this much money by increasing route service and lessening service on other ends. And then another person will come up with the slideshow and then start going to particular routes and stuff like that and showing you and giving you
It's
the
really
data.
pretty.
Who are we meeting with, whether it's the 29th or whenever? Who are we meeting with?
His name is Jeff
Right.
Sponsia. He's a planner.
Here you are.
Okay, this is important, hold on.
He's talking about a name.
Yeah, his name is Jeff Sponsia. He's a planner with the bus company. And I'm pretty sure he'll have a few other people, like 2 or 3 other people with him,
With more authority or less,
with equal authority.
which is very little.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
So, is there a question about whether or not that meeting is something we even want a negotiating committee for, or is it just an information thing? Do we need to instead start right now pressing for a meeting with somebody who's a real decision maker?
So we would have to view what they want to do first, which is that. And then they open the floor for comments, suggestions.
Is this a meeting with
What
just
people
us
think.
or with other people too?
Well, it's going to be us designing the meeting for our base.
For Amani.
Yep.
So it is a separate Amani meeting.
It is specifically Amani, yep.
So we want, in this kind of a meeting, this is not a negotiation. This is one where they're going to have to, you want to try to recruit people to the meeting who are impacted, who are going to lose job. I've said that anger is a tactic. This is, they need to be able to report back to headquarters, whoa, was Amani unhappy about this presentation? I mean, I got my plate handed back to me. I mean, this was like, it was rough out there, you know. You don't want to be going to Amani and talking about moving this, you know, they are going to have to hear a little bit of heat from us. And then this was helpful too, because if that's true about the 9 o'clock, we might want to delegate some people to go out and take pictures of some of the other bus routes in, you know, fancier areas and see how many people are there after 9. You know, don't tell us that. We got a picture to put on the screen.
That database.
I catch buses. I've been catching buses in this city
Here's a bus,
my whole
bus
life.
memory.
My whole life. And I'm gonna tell you right now, even the 30, one of the most crowded routes downtown, is bare after 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
It's night. If you're not at work, then you at a club or at home. Just as simple.
Furthermore, here's how it really works. You know that the people who keep the buses running at night in these off hours are the businesses. So the hotels downtown, people who run the airport, they want you to subsidize people coming in who are making $7.25, $8, $9, $10 who have to ride the bus.
That's what I was gonna suggest, go to those businesses.
So
Yeah, 'cause
exactly, we may want to,
It's right there.
if we have some time, we may want to reach out to some businesses that depend on our workers to have them come and join this.
MATC be holding events after hours at night too. And also, COA has a partnership with the Bucks. So I'm gonna talk to Miss Nicole to see if I can speak with one of them, because they also, a couple of people work at the new stadium.
Me, I work there. And so as soon as I come out.
I think we should decide if we can meet sooner than the 29th.
I drive,
Where we
but
should
you know,
meet
some
at. I
days
think
I will
COA
catch
would
the
be
bus.
But
the
at
perfect
this
place.
meeting, you take the bus.
Yeah, actually would be.
And then we can
Because
get some
that's
of the
close
youth.
to the bus.
Okay, we're on the same page.
We can get some of the youth that utilize the bus
Right.
to come into that meeting as well. How soon are we able to meet with them now? How soon do you think we can pull this off?
We also use
Monday.
that bus to go to the Milwaukee Public Library downtown too.
Exactly. And
And my
it
son
wouldn't
used to
hurt
go to work.
us
He working
to
downtown.
reach out to the public library, to somebody at the Bucks, and have them know this meeting's happening. We'd either like them to attend with us or give us a statement about how important it is. So don't let them off the hook. I mean, they need to know you're going to meet with Amani. We're going to have our shit together. Even if it's not a negotiation yet, you better know you're sending back a message. So what you're telling these flag catchers that are coming to meet with you the 29th or the 18th or whenever it is, you're sending them a message to the top.
I do.
To those bosses that she was giving you a number, who Amani is, how we've got this together, that you better decide if you're going to adjust a route, it better not be the Amani route. I'm sorry some other neighborhood's going to get screwed, but
We
this
may
is
have to
Amani.
get on the bus.
Huh?
Yeah, let's all get on the
Get us
bus.
ride the bus that route. Some of us can do that.
In fact, that would be a great tactic is, if we know we've got a meeting set, figure it out, have an Amani delegation with this t-shirts and whatever, ride the bus to talk to people, talk to people at the stops, call the press, let them know, we want this stop, we're about to meet with, and all of a sudden, it'll be more than just the planner that shows up.
Matter of fact, I got to get on the bus
That's a
Monday
good
to go to MATC.
And then I can reach out to the president
I gotta go
of the
on
union just to review what we're going to be doing.
Doing this,
So-
everybody gonna wake up.
Here's the story on the union. I met with the advisor to the union yesterday, somebody I've known in the labor movement for, 20, 30 years, so.
What union you telling me?
ATU
Amalgamated Transit Workers Union. I forget the local number, it doesn't matter.
998.
998. So, he's already guaranteed me the union is going to support our position because I got a platform of what they're demanding in their negotiations, and one of the demands they're of course making is you don't cut routes because that means they lose jobs.
That's what I'm saying.
So, you know they're with it. So, he said they're willing to meet with you at any time.
Okay.
And you're going to get a positive response. It may be worth us reaching out to meet with them soon, just to practice. Just to find, and to have them join us at this meeting for why they also, if they can produce one of their drivers on 80 who can speak to the fact that I don't know what your dad is saying, because there's people, you know, desperate for this bus. And I sometimes have a full bus at midnight and so on Thursdays before check day, whatever,
Right.
you know. But we need to load our gun. I don't want to use this metaphor, but we need to put some bullets in our gun here. One of them is, what's our action plan? Two, we've talked about this on campus, who are our allies? The union, those businesses. Now these businesses have never heard about them from Amani. But all of a sudden have somebody from the Bucks, somebody from a hotel downtown, somebody from the airport saying, hey, we've got members of our community work out there and they're about to lose their transportation. I know you're not, maybe you're about willing to raise their wage to help them get to work, but if not, we'd like you to be there to help arm you on the 29th. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's write down some notes on this because this is some good follow-up. People have great suggestions. Yes, ma'am.
You know, I was just gonna say, because I worked at Super 8, you know, I remember I worked there when I first was going back to work. And a lot of times you had to be out there a certain, normally when you got, everybody got off from housekeeping, but sometimes you had to stay later to do rooms. And if that number 80, and you waited a long time for, but if the 80 wasn't out there, how was you gonna get back home? There was no
What
other
time
buses
did you
out
work
there.
in?
I worked at sometimes up to 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock. And then, you know.
What was the room quota?
And room quota was 14 rooms, okay?
But sometimes you had to do an extra board?
At the last minute, they would call people who they thought that I would be there, and I didn't mind, because it was.
Right, well, it's an extra money,
Right,
extra
right,
board,
exactly.
yeah.
But now that they how you responded to it and your work, you know. So they would ask me and I would do it, do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that once you stay there that time, you have to wait for, you know, I said, well, I know the bus is gonna be bad. What do I got to lose till I ain't got to do, you know. I mean, you did, but you had to be concerned about that bus. Now, you just stop that bus running at the 9 o'clock up to the same time. You got people that can't do that or can't get back.
That's why,
you know what I'm saying?
businesses will be very, very important.
And if
because
they
they're
can't
gonna-
come,
saying,
get a statement
So
from them.
I can,
Right, that's what
You know, you have somebody from Amani at that meeting say, we have a number of businesses that, you know, support this, here are their positions, we're gonna give them to you, let me read some of their statements.
a housekeeping, because you have housekeeping all downtown and stuff like that that catches that 80. Cause when I got on that bus, we would be there as early as 6 something in the morning time, trying to get out there.
Your driver knew you though, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
They knew
yeah.
it.
Well, you know, you got
That's
to know
good,
them,
right.
so that
So they're gonna kind of wait around on you too, that's a good
So
point.
Yeah, but
besides
you had to
getting
be
help
right
from
there, yeah.
ATU, I mean, MASH is who has the hotel and
Yeah.
food service jurisdiction down there at the bus. Let's reach out for Peter, I'll
That's why I
warn him
work
he's
for
coming.
Levy too. I
And
work
say,
for
look, we
Max
need
for
at least a
Levy.
statement from you or somebody who will be with us that says why you need our workers to get there. And that includes you.
Yeah,
You work
because I work
there.
through
Did
Levy.
somebody else say they work at
Max.
the Bucks?
Me.
No, she work at the bus.
Yeah.
I
Just
go to
you?
school down there, my
Alright.
son works at Domino's.
So let's just recap the steps, the action steps that we need to take this week.
Somebody writing all this down, I hope.
Excuse me, I have to be going there.
Okay, but you did a good job, so we're gonna let you go.
Yeah, for sure, when the next meeting comes in.
We're gonna write a pass for you, that you left early.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be there. I'm gonna come over, yes, ma'am.
You want me to move too?
No, you gotta move out. Hey, yeah, you can gift through here. Okay, everybody be blessed.
Everybody, me too, we cross all the boundaries now.
Me too.
So action steps, Wade. So, we want to reach out to the different employers to see if we can get a statement from them about what discontinuing service would do for their company for the Route 80 to be cut off of Hopkins.
Or maybe a representative to a team.
Or a representative to a team.
First you want a representative, but if they say no representative, we want a statement, we'll do a template or whatever.
Got you. And those companies are, we'll reach out to MASH. We'll also reach out to the Bucks. What were some other ones that were listed?
Hotels,
Hotels.
Domino's, fast food places, the airport, places.
Yep. We also want to reach out.
Schools.
As
We
a
can also reach
separate.
out to some of the bus drivers too, because some of them are gonna be getting their hours cut short too.
Exactly.
Got you. Okay, so let's delegate who's going to reach out to who. I can reach out to MASH.
I can reach out to the hood.
I can do MATC and Bucks
MATC and Bucks. Okay. Who else do we have on there
and
already?
Domino's.
The restaurants,
Restaurants.
and we have schools.
Okay. She says she gonna reach out to MATC.
Okay.
Are you able to reach out to the
I
restaurants?
actually reach out to any schools. Well, when I get home, I'm gonna actually just go on and see
who
all the businesses that's
Okay.
Along the
all
route.
the schools that's along. the
Okay.
route.
Okay,
Right.
Or
then,
even that connect with the A.
Yeah.
Right, and then I'm gonna call you.
and I'll get the
Because you
restaurants.
know my
I'll get the
son, when he's
restaurants.
late for school,
Yeah, give me a call on
the
that.
best way for him to get to school when he misses his bus is the 80 to the 14.
Mm.
Cause he goes to Bayview, and Bayview is far.
It is.
Okay, Richard, you gonna do
I'll
MASH?
do MASH. Yep.
Okay.
There's no public school bus, is there a public school bus system here?
No.
Or they-
Yeah,
They drive
there
this
is, but like she said, they
They
miss
be wanting these kids out here 6:30 in the
No,
morning.
it's a bunch of privates that take different routes.
Right,
and
9
assignments
different
from
companies,
school.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Right, and then Lakeside is garbage, so they come late, they come early, they don't come.
Lamers is lame. Okay, and then we also can reach out to the union. I can reach out to the union about supporting us in this meeting.
ATU.
Yep.
But I think you might want to just have a meeting with the head of ATU
To talk about
with a bunch of people, just,
because I know that when I went to the presentation, they hadn't reached out to the union yet. So,
Wow.
well, they're not
So they
talking to
really
the
not
union.
talking to nobody.
Yeah, there's
yep.
a bargaining impasse, so we want the union with us, because that sends a message for the union and us, and we already know that's gonna be an easy meeting, but it's good experience for all of you to have that meeting, talk to an ally, community partner, and the further conversation is that there is some discussion about organizing constituency groups, like bus riders union and stuff like this. So we want to make sure, we're not going to bring that up, and we're not going to agree to it. We want to make sure about the ground rules here. But we want them, when they think of community in Milwaukee, to think Amani United. So it's worth it to have the meeting, it's good experience. They may have a strike in May or June, so,
Got you. There also is a transit riders union. I'm not sure how active they are. I know it kind of disseminated over the past few years after the contract negotiations in 15, but I have a few contacts that I can reach out to about that to try to see if we can get a meeting with them, because they're like just an organized group of bus riders.
but most people seem to think it's defunct. That's why they're talking about organizing a new one.
Okay. And then, are we gonna have this meeting should we stick with the 29th? They wanna move it up, hopefully. Are we able to pull this off the week before, 2 weeks before? What do y'all think?
Maybe a week before. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on this list.
That'll be next week, Monday, next week, Monday. That'll be the 15th.
So let's give us 2 weeks to gather up some stuff, right?
Well, today is already the 6th. We should shoot for the week of the 22nd.
Because that's right after Easter. I mean, the truth is, it's going to be hard for us to get together. Now, Easter, are there people that take this bus to any churches that are along the route?
Some of them probably take them to the Lord. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I need it specific, immediate, and winnable. I need it more specific, not just generally to the Lord.
Get up on.
Because then somebody's going to jump up and say, the Lord already knows.
You want to turn to
Okay, well, let me go home and.
Hey, I need somebody to make me some. I want to make some flyers to pass out to the people in the neighborhood about this. Well, I guess if I make one, they're gonna be ragged.
Listen, before you males leave, I went to pull up everybody's email. I couldn't get everybody's email off of that. Sheets thing didn't show up.
On the 11th.
Our Avenue on the 11th is having an all-male walkthrough, a positive peace. Yeah. And all male role models are welcome. They're taking all the boys in the school for a neighborhood walkthrough to show positive male role models in our community. They start. Are you a male?
I'm the man of my house.
That don't make you a male.
You said the 11th?
The 11th at 12:30, promptly at 12:30. They'll be leaving out at 1.
I'm gonna take my boys with me.
So look,
Just drop them off.
here's the one thing I've got. So I'm back here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I think it's the 6th, 7th,
And 8.
I think it's 8, 9, 10.
No,
Oh,
7th,
8,
8th,
9,
and
10.
9th.
on
Oh,
the
7th, 8th, and 9th?
Of May.
Okay.
And the one thing we need is everybody who's been coming to the training needs to come to that training on that Wednesday so that we can go through the door knocking training. We're gonna have to get the maps together and do some trial doors. Now, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna, hopefully Richard will be more mobile then. Richard's gonna take some teams, I'm gonna take some teams, we're gonna hit some doors for practice, we're gonna evaluate them just like we did going back and forth here, so that we can then do some more doors on Thursday and Friday and see if we can get this together and make a plan for the drive. Okay?
Yeah.
And look, I think this couple of days went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem we had is we didn't get enough recidivism, as they say in the incarceration. You know, we didn't get enough people back for some of the sessions last night or whatever, but this was good. I think we made progress. Did we, Ms. Brown? Make some progress? Okay, so she said we made progress, we must make some progress. They were in the back of the room chewing them up. There was a rough crowd in the back of the room. Okay. Faith and I had to duck our head a couple of times.
I see you over here trying to
I mean, like,
When you,
All right, wait, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Basically, I forgot to use 4-on-4 now, too. We can use all that together. Just break the 4-on-4, break all the.
Let me know if it's spring when I come on.
It's gonna start.
you ain't got that?
Okay.
All right, Richard, I'll get you.
like you said, you want it up.
No, you
That's a different.
asked.